Yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to like catch up because it's kind of weird that we like live next door to each other and we have to like talk on the phone to catch up. To me, it's almost like I have to come home because of this whole thing, and
Mhm.
um, we're like neighbors again. But then it's weird that we can't see each other, and it's like we live right next to each other, but there's this almost this like huge distance between like
Yes.
everyone and their
It's very
neighbors.
weird. Yes. I mean, I remember when your mother said that they were getting ready to move you, and I'm like, "Oh, I can help. I want to help." And then it was like, "Oh, no, I can't really help." And then I know that you're here, and I haven't seen you yet, but and I talked to your mom, and she says, "Oh yeah, she's here." And I'm like, "I know, but I never see her." And it's like, how do I know she's really here?
I
uh,
know.
I don't know. It is different. It's very, very weird.
It is really nice being here and like being able
Yes.
to go in my backyard and play with Wesley and stuff. So
Yes. Oh, I know. I don't know what I would do without Charlie right now. He gets me out walking, even in the rain today,
yeah,
and it really is nice to have that uh, distraction a little bit, and then to get out because I don't know. I don't run into very many people, but it's even been weird because the gal that I go up and visit up top, the 86-year-old, I can't go see her anymore, and that's
oh
really
yeah,
hard. Um, so I mean, I know that like your mother has come over with Wesley on the grass, but we've, kind of tried to stay at our own ends. But even that is kind of weird. Especially she makes point of saying, "Well, I'll bring my own glass, I'll bring my own whatever," so there's no touching, and it just makes me think about, "Tell me no
yeah.
touching," it's like, no touching. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm a people person, and
I know.
and I always, I even now being retired, I'm not around as many people, and so I even trying to find people to talk to in the neighborhood. Now you can't even do that. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. I always feel like you're out walking around and just chatting with people.
When you get out and start talking to people, their stories are so
Yeah.
interesting. I just think, I don't know. I find people very interesting. I love their stories, and everybody's so unique. And
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what I love about filmmaking, honestly.
yeah, and you get into that with making movies and films and things
Yeah.
like that. I think that a lot of that is telling somebody's story. So now I'm just trying to read more, and I have my knitting and watching a lot more TV probably than I ever used to.
Isn't everyone?
Yes, I know. I keep hearing though too all these great sitcoms, and they're binge watching this and they're binge watching that. And I thought I haven't binge watched anything, but we don't have Netflix, we don't have uh, Hulu, we don't
Yeah.
have YouTube, none of that extra stuff. So I guess we have a little less to choose from. Jerry binges on the news, which for me, I can only take so much of that, and then I'm like, oh, I can't take any
Oh,
more of
I
the news.
know. Yeah, but I mean, I know my mom's trying really hard to keep up with the news because she
Mhm.
feels like kind of like it's her civic duty, I guess, to just
Know
kind of
what's
like stay
going on.
informed. Yeah.
Right.
Which I think is important, but it's also like for me at least, it's kind of hard to see that. It's tough, but
Yes. On Zoom, I have a question to ask you about that because I just did the one Zoom. It said there was a place to like raise your hand. I didn't know if that meant they can see you and you raise your hand, or if there's a place on Zoom, excuse me, that you click and it says like your hand is raised or
yeah, I think
something.
it's a
I
thing
didn't.
that you click.
It is.
Like,
Oh.
yeah, to raise, or it's like a virtual, like you're virtually raising your hand.
Oh,
And
hilarious!
I
I
had
didn't see
trouble.
that.
I feel like after all of this, there are some things that are just not gonna be able to go back to the way they were, you know.
Right. Yeah. There's several people who have talked to me and say they don't want people to go back to the same old, that we want to, we want to make sure we go out and do the right thing is kind of what I keep hearing, is we need to do the right thing, what's best for everybody, not, you know, like what's best for the stock market or for whatever, but it's what's best, what's the right thing. I keep hearing that. We need to do what's right. And so that stuff like this doesn't happen again, and that we take care of each other, that we don't forget that we have neighbors, and just because we're not in the middle of a pandemic, that we still need to, you know, be reaching out to, you know, family, friends, neighbors, and making sure we're taking care of each other and that we're all okay, even when there's not a pandemic. And I thought, wow, that's actually a good point, because we all still struggle and go through a lot of things in just regular life, but maybe it doesn't really come out until you know, have some type of a crisis that brings people together a little bit more. So I thought, well, I agree. I'd kind of like to see that. We need to be a kinder, gentler
society.
I agree,
definitely.